Hey guys and gals, it's Tony George from DocSports.com breaking down this week's NFL action for you with the opening line report for Week 8 action. I have not seen these lines this early Monday morning, still digesting Sunday and all the craziness that went on there. Without question, same thing in college football, some insane finishes yesterday in the NFL, a lot of wins, a lot of bad beats across the board for everybody. I'm sure I heard sportsbooks got beat up yesterday with Kansas City and Green Bay. An interesting and eclectic mix of results on Sunday in the NFL. I did a 2-2 split with my plays and lost a couple of 3 units, and I went 4-1 in the circuit contest. And contest picks are different than premium plays because there's strategy involved. You know, much more so than you're trying to beat the field, you know, with go against common consensus pick type things. But nonetheless, these are the first times I've seen these. These are raw and candid initial reactions and leans, and they have not been handicapped. You know, we'll start it on that later this afternoon. So let's pull them up and have some fun. So Chicago and LA are playing on Monday night. That game has still not gone off yet. The Thursday night game is Carolina and Atlanta. Carolina, look ahead line 2.5. Total 51 is now 2.5, 49 across the board. What's Teddy Bridgewater do as a starter in the NFL? Cover spreads. Who's the best quarterback in the game? Matt Rule. Who's at home? Carolina. Is it under the fall number 3? Yes. Enough said. Indianapolis, Detroit. You know, you could argue, what a finish in that Detroit-Atlanta game yesterday. And I watched it, well, I watched them all. But, I mean, I watched that one intently because I had Detroit as a contest pick out here in the circa millions. Colts laying 3 on the road. Total 50.5. They're 2.5 at Stations and DraftKings. And by the way, DraftKings is a bad book. You know, you guys on the East Coast, sorry, man. You got the worst lines ever. You can't get NASCAR matchups out of them. They don't gamble. Stick to fantasy. Irritating. I've got a couple guys with I bet on the East Coast, and they're using DraftKings, and I back out of bets because their lines are so crappy. And their limits are ridiculous. But that being said, you could argue Detroit's a one-loss team. They could easily be a one-loss team. Colts, Rivers, defense, better head coach than Patricia. Tell you what, Detroit Lions will be the #1 pick. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the previous game. I've got an early week 2-team 6-point teaser. Full 1-unit bet. Tease them with the next game, Green Bay. -6.5 against Minnesota at Lambeau. Get them down to -0.5 and get Detroit up to +9. If I had a gun in my head in that Detroit-Indy game, I'd take Detroit. Minnesota, Green Bay. Minnesota off the bye week. Green Bay got right with Jesus against Houston. Crushed every book in Vegas. I had him as a contest pick. I'm pissed. I didn't put him out. I swapped them out for the Kansas City under. Last minute. Bad move. It looked too easy. 6.5, total 56. They're at 7 right now at Stations, South Point, MGM. 6.5 everywhere else. If you like Green Bay, get on them now. Plus, Zimmer's just terrible. Out of division, he's good ATS guy. In division, he's terrible. Buffalo, New England. Here you go. Yesterday, I had Buffalo in a first-half line play, -7 against New York. They never got off the bus. Matter of fact, they were down at halftime against the New York Jets. That's off. And you would think, okay, they got New England on deck. So it's a layup game. They're just trying to get through without injury and blah, 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 blah. No, you're off 2 straight losses. McDermott's a good coach. You ought to have your team dialed in, ready to play for that game. Bad performance by Buffalo. Even worse performance by New England, and especially Cam Newton. And whatever trends that you say, Belichick off a loss, Belichick this, that's against Buffalo, in division, blah, blah. All those trends developed with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick over the past 16 or 17 years, whatever it was. Throw them out the window. They mean nothing now. That team is nothing like what it used to be. Buffalo laying 3.5, total 44. I've got a $500 ticket somewhere on my desk, somewhere here, from Circa. $500 at plus 140 for Buffalo to win that division. Be careful what you saw last week in the NFL and bet based on what you saw the next week. But New England looked like it had a lot of problems because, I mean, the San Francisco 49ers, Garoppolo goes in there and just throttles them. Throttles them. And Cam Newton, you ever hear me touting Cam Newton on any of my videos? Ever? Cam Newton's washed up. He's no good. I've been saying that all along. Everybody was spanking off about him and greatest thing ever and blah, blah, almost beat Seattle. Well, he's lost all his mojo for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's the outfits he wears in the press conference. They make his penis shrink. I have no idea, but the guy's no good. I can only take Buffalo there. Tennessee, Cincinnati. Tennessee on the road. Look ahead line was 3.5. They're laying 5.5. They're up to 6 at Stations and Westgate already. And the Bengals off a good game against Cleveland yesterday. Couldn't get it done. Burrow playing well. Total 54.5. They're catching 5.5, 6 at home. They would be a teaser play, and I definitely lean underdog there. Tennessee's been off a couple of brutal games. Cleveland, Las Vegas. Cleveland at home laying 2.5. Total 54.5. Las Vegas ran into a buzzsaw yesterday. They had COVID problems all week long, a lot of disruptions. They didn't play well, and Tampa Bay's the best team in the NFC. That's right, I said it. Tampa Bay is the best team in the NFC. Second best team in football. Behind Kansas City. So Las Vegas had trouble with them. And they beat the best team in the AFC their previous game. That's a tough call. Tough call. Check on the health. Looks like Carr got beat up a little bit for Las Vegas. Let's check his health out. If I had that, I thought that line would be 4.5. I'm staying away from it. Jets, Kansas City. What? Kansas City's laying 19.5 points. Opened at 21, sitting at 20 at Stations. 19.5. Can Kansas City beat the New York Jets in Arrowhead? 42-7, yeah. 48-7, yeah. 52-3, yeah. Am I going to lay 19 with them to do it? No. Next. LA Rams at Miami. Miami starting Tua, bench Fitzmagic. Rams are still yet to play, so barring any injuries, I'm all over the Rams in that game, minus 3.5. New Orleans, Chicago. Rookie. He's thrown 2 passes in the NFL against Sam Darnold and those guys. You kidding me? Yeah, Rams. New Orleans, Chicago. New Orleans laying 3 on the road, total 47. I've been saying all year long, maybe Chicago's done it with smoke and mirrors. You're not this far along in the season with 1 loss unless you're a good football team. And they just beat the best team in the NFL in Tampa Bay here not too long ago. New Orleans on the road laying a number here against Chicago. I will take the Bears at home. San Francisco, Seattle. Seattle minus 3, total 54. Off a loss. Your free play winner last night on the Arizona Cardinals. Total 54. The look-ahead line in this was 6.5. And they're laying this 3.5 less than that because San Francisco beat up on a team with a crappy quarterback. Give me Seattle. Philadelphia 3.5. Total 43.5. Dallas. You've got 5 spots with no lines at all. DraftKings, joke. Stick to fantasy football. DraftKings has got them at minus 7.5. The Eagles. That's the Sunday night game on NBC. Total 43.5. No total, but minus 3.5 at MGM, and that's it. Nobody else has got a line. So that consensus makes that 3.5 and 43.5. Dallas, Dalton got knocked out, but they got a rookie from Pitt that would back him up with another guy nobody's ever heard of. Dallas is an absolute train wreck. McCarthy has lost this team. There's no continuity in the locker room. There's no continuity outside the locker room. Accusations swirling everywhere. Blatant hit on Dalton in that game against Washington. And team never retaliated, never responded. Apparently they should have paid, well, apparently they need to pay Prescott whatever he wants, because he must have been the glue holding everything together. Give me Philadelphia in that game, and Philadelphia's a crappy team. Chargers, Denver. How about this Herbert kid? Huh? How about this kid out of Oregon, quarterback for the Chargers? I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is he better than Drew Lock? Yeah, by a mile. Dropping dimes all over the place, running the ball, using his head. Got good field awareness, good vision, good lateral speed. Throws well on the run, accurate when he's standing in the pocket. This is at 3 across the board right now. Chargers on the road at Denver. Total 45. Give me the Chargers. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, coin flip game. Baltimore was minus 6.5 on the look ahead, 49. Now it's minus 4 and 47.5. You've got 3.5 at one outlet, and that's at Circa here in town. By the way, Circa opens up this week on Fremont Street. I'm going to be down there Wednesday checking out this 3-story sports book and the new Visa studio and all the digs around there. So if you're in town down there Wednesday morning sometime, say hello. Baltimore laying 4, total 47.5. Right now I'm leaning Ravens. Tampa Bay on the road. Tampa Bay, with the way their defense is playing right now, is the best team in the NFC. And I say they're the best team in the NFC, not as an overreaction to the fact that Seattle lost, is that I'm having a reaction to how well the Tampa Bay defense is playing, and they probably can give Russell Wilson enough problems to not completely shut him down, because nobody's shutting down Russell Wilson, but enough to contain him. And I'm not going to lay 10.5 on Monday Night Football, even though it's the Giants, for total 47. Probably be a pass for me on Monday night. That's my initial reactions. Be sure and tune in on Wednesday as I do a show with Arun Shiva. That is Indian Cowboy at Doc's. We'll be knee-deep into the handicap in these games and have some solid opinions formed and ready for a kick-ass week without overreacting too much to what I just saw, because it's the first time I saw the lines. I'm going to have a solid card this upcoming week, especially with some totals I looked at I didn't comment on. Not going to give it all away, but hey, get over to Doc's. We got a free $60 for you. We got free plays over there from a lot of guys on video. Almost every game is written up in every sport going on every day. Free content, odd scores, matchups, and just 12 really good handicappers over there, and a company that's been around for 50 years. Founded in 1971 by Maury Mosman, a friend of mine. Son Wade owns it now. Come on over and visit us. Get hooked up. Thanks for tuning in.